Good day, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. We will begin shortly. Kindly ensure your audio is muted and your internet connection is stable. If you encounter any technical issue, please send a message in the chat box. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our webinar, Engineering Solution, Addressing Environmental Crisis and Sustainability in the Philippines, conducted by students with great care and love for the environment. From the beloved Technological Institute of the Philippines, Manila. I am Carl Russell Talapas and I'll be your host for today's event. Today we gather not only as students, professionals, and advocates, but also as individuals who share a responsibility to protect and sustain our environment. For a quick check, please give a heart reaction or type hi in the chat if you can clearly hear and see us. Okay, great. Thank you for confirming with your reactions and hi from the chats. We're glad that everything is working well. So once again, welcome to our webinar and we're excited to have you with us today. So before we begin, let us all pause for a short prayer to be followed by singing of our national anthem and the TIP hymn.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering us all today in this important endeavor. We ask that you bestow your guidance and blessing upon each attendee. May we honor one another by keeping an open mind. May we voice our truth and listen with an open heart. Bless everyone present today, that each may be able to share his or her contributions and gifts. Grant good health and safety to loved ones left outside this room, and bestow peace and goodwill to all of us. We ask for your wisdom and grace to use our talents for the betterment of others. May the various activities related to this day be a success through your intervention. With gratitude, we offer this prayer in your name. Amen.
Ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang mag-ibig, helas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Upang hinirang, kuya ka ng mag-ibig, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit ng bangaw, ay hinagang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihiling, ang bituin at araw niya kailan ang may di magdidinig. Lumang ang araw ng waragin pansin ka, buhay langit sa pinig mo. Ang bigaya ng pagkay ng amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo. You sharpen my mind with knowledge and truth. You fill up my heart with gladness and joy. You lift up my life to heights I've never known. You teach me, guide me, you inspire me. You bring out the best of what I can be. You give me the strength to believe in me. You've given me wings to fly above the rest and lead me on to victory. You are my strength, my hope, my guiding light. You've added values and meaning to my life. Your your teachings and caring I'll always remember. My teachers and friends I'll always treasure. I'll cherish the good times we spent together. TIP, dear TIP, you'll be in my heart forever. You are my strength, my hope, my guiding light. You've added values and meaning to my life. Your teachings and caring I'll always remember. My teachers and friends I'll always treasure. I'll cherish the good times we spent together. TIP, dear TIP, you'll be in my heart forever. TIP.
Okay, good afternoon, guys. So let's proceed to the rules and regulation for the webinar. In proceeding to our webinar, here are a few reminders. So first, please keep your microphones muted throughout the session to avoid disruptions with the speaker and audience. Second, you can use the chat box for questions and comments. Third, all questions will be entertained during the Q&A portion of the program after the discussion. And last and most important, please remain respectful and engaged throughout the program. I'm looking forward to everyone's cooperation to make this webinar meaningful and worthwhile. Thank you very much. And so, to officially kick things off, let's welcome Tito Reminal, our group leader, who will deliver the welcome remarks.
Thank you, Carl Russell Darambas. Now, to formally open our event, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to today's webinar about engineering solutions addressing environmental crises and sustainability in the Philippines. I am Dita Reminal, group leader of this project for our course, People and the Earth's Ecosystem, under the guidance of Professor Nixon Palibino. Without further ado, let us begin the work of engineering a cleaner, greener, and more resilient Philippines. Welcome to the webinar.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Dieter Reminal, for that message. And now to set the technical stage, our keynote speaker is someone who is currently studying mechanical engineering and is an expert when it comes to environmental engineering and sustainability. Please welcome John Darwin Jimenez.
Thank you for that, Mr. Talampas. So, before we start, good day, everyone. My name is John Darwin Jimenez, your speaker for today. So, we are going to talk about something na, honestly, hindi na lang siya issue, kundi it is a reality na nararanasan natin every day. So, our topic is environmental crisis and sustainability, with focus on how engineering solutions can help solve these problems. Alam nyo, minsan kapag naririnig natin yung word na environmental crisis, parang ang layo na, parang news lang, pang ibang bansa out of our scope. Pero if you really think about it, nandito siya sa paligid natin. It is visible. Like, for example, yung init na sobrang tindi ngayon, it is part of environmental crisis. Yung baha, kahit konting ulan lang, and yung basura na kahit saan mo makikita, all of those is part of environmental crisis. So, hindi lang siya simpleng abstract idea. We can feel it. Nararanasan natin siya. And as students, especially future professionals, it is important na maintindihan natin what is currently happening, why is it happening, and the most important question, what can we do? Kasi let's be real, hindi lang ito responsibility ng ating government or our scientists. It is also our personal responsibility. And that is where engineering comes in. Engineering is not just about machinery or buildings. It is about creating or innovating solutions that actually help the people and the environment. So, habang nagdi-discuss tayo today, I want you guys to think, if I were in a position to create change, what can I do? With that, next slide please. Let's start with the reality. The Philippines faces major environmental challenges. Hindi lang isa, hindi lang dalawa, kundi multiple problems all at the same time. First, climate change. Alam niyo ba na ang Pilipinas ay isa sa most vulnerable countries sa climate change? Ayon sa World Risk Index, lagi tayo nasa top countries na mataas ang risk when it comes to disasters. For example, Typhoon Yolanda or Typhoon Haiyan. Isa ito sa mga pinakamalakas na bagyo sa buong mundo. Maraming pamilya ang nawalan and maraming pamilya ang nawalan ng kabuhayan. Imagine that, guys. Hindi lang buhay ang nawala, pati na rin pangarap, pamilya at ang nilang kabuhayan. And up until now, every year mas lumalakas ang level ng bagyo. According to Pag-asa, tumataas ang intensity ng typhoons due to warmer oceans. Flooding. Even flooding, napapansin niyo ba? Dati, kahit malakas na ulan, kailangan para bumaha. Ngayon, kahit ilang oras lang na ulan, kahit saglit lang na patak, babaha na kagad yan. So what could be the reason for that? One are poor drainage systems, urbanization, and lastly, climate change. Next is pollution. For air pollution, dito sa Metro Manila, di ba, pansin naman nating lahat yan. Minsan, pag labas mo, ramdam mo na kagad yung usok. Kaya ako, personally, nagpa-face mask na kagad ako before going to school or any events. And according to the World Health Organization, air pollution causes millions of deaths globally. Maraming namamatay sa air pollution. So for water pollution, isang main example na mababanggit ko rito is the Pasig River. Dati, source ng buhay, ngayon nagiging simbolo siya ng pollution sa ating bansa. Actually, may mga programs na to clean. Pero hanggang ngayon, it is still a struggle for us Filipinos. Lastly, land pollution. Basically, basura. Let's be honest, di ba? Kahit saan tayo pumunta, kahit saan ka tumingin, may makikita kang pakalat-kalat dyan na basura. Mga plastic waste sa ating kalsada. And isa pa, waste management. Ayon sa DENR, the Philippines is one of the top contributors of plastic waste in oceans. And that is alarming. Kasi ibig sabihin, yung mga tinatapon natin, bumabalik lang din sa atin. Either sa pagkain, sa tubig, yung mga microplastics, and sa environment. So, engineering plays a key role. Dito papasok ang engineering. Because engineering is not just about simply solving mathematical problems, it is about solving real-life problems and in an efficient and sustainable way. So, one question is, how can engineering help? And that is what we will explore next. Next slide, please. Now, let's break it down further. Increasing carbon emissions and energy demand. So, habang tumataas ang population, tumataas din ang energy demand. Kumbaga, supply and demand. More electricity will equal to more power plants. Mukhang the idea looks great, di ba? But there's a problem. Many power plants still rely on fossil fuels. According to the International Energy Agency, carbon emissions continue to rise globally. Within the Philippines, coal power plants are still common. Renewable energy is growing, but it is not enough. Next is the plastic waste crisis. This one, sobrang visible. Pagpunta mo sa beach, instead of pure sand, may kita mo dyan, basura, plastic. For example, Manila Bay Cleanup and some other coastal areas. And ayon sa Ocean Conservancy, millions of tons of plastic enter the oceans yearly. And guess what? Some of those plastics come from the Philippines. So next is industrial pollution. Factories can equal more jobs, di ba? But also it equals more pollution. For example, oil spills in Mindoro and factory waste na napupunta sa rivers. Obviously, these affect health, marine life, and our communities. Next environment crisis is the limited sustainable infrastructure. ito yung pinakamalaking issue kasi kulang tayo sa first, proper drainage, waste facilities, and green buildings. Kaya even though may mga solutions na tayo, we cannot fully implement these. So next slide please. For this part, pag-uusapan natin yung role of engineering in sustainability. As you can see, engineers design systems that reduce environmental impact, improve efficiency, and promote renewable resources. Alam niyo, minsan akala natin engineering is just about solving machinery, di ba, buildings. Pero actually, mas malaki pa ang scope, ang role ng engineering, especially when it comes to sustainability. First, reducing environmental impact. For example, dito sa Philippines, sobrang issue natin ang pollution, lalo na sa tubig at hangin. Kaya engineers are designing systems na less harmful. Halimbawa, yung mga wastewater treatment plants like yung ginagawa ng Maynilad and Manila Water, they treat dirty water bago ito ibalik sa environment. Second, improving efficiency. Dito pumapasok yung paggawa ng mas matipid na systems. For example, on certain malls, gumagamit sila ng energy efficient equipment or air conditioning and etc. Systems that are energy efficient para less electricity ang ginagamit nila. And as students, I think we can all relate, di ba? Yung electric bill, napakataas. Kaya, gumagamit tayo ng mas efficient systems, mas less ang ginagastos nating electricity, which is beneficial for ourselves and our environment. And third, promoting renewable resources. For this one, ito yung pinaka-exciting part for me. Because renewable energy like solar and wind, this is our future. Kasi in the Philippines, meron tayong Bangi Wind Farm sa Ilocos Norte. Actually, isa siya sa mga pinaka-known na wind energy projects. So, engineering is not just about solving, di ba? It is solving real-life problems in a way na it is beneficial for both the present people and the future people of this generation. Next slide, please. Now, let's move on to sustainable machines under the field of mechanical engineering. Ang focus natin dito is to energy efficiency and waste reduction, designing of eco-friendly machines and systems, and integration of renewable energy technologies. So ano pa ibig sabihin nito? Energy efficiency and waste reduction, dito, ang goal is bawasan yung mga sayang, whether it is energy, resources, or materials. For example, sa mga factories sa Laguna or Cavite, gumagamit sila ng automated machines na optimized, meaning less electricity ang ginagamit, less waste produced. So, the design of eco-friendly machines and systems, hindi lang basta gumagana, kailangan it is friendly sa ating environment. For example, one main example I could give is yung mga electric jeepneys or e-jeeps dito sa Philippines. Diba? Kasi instead of diesel, gumagamit sila ng electricity, so less air pollution. Although ang concept ng e-jeeps, mahirap pa siya i-apply ngayon because of certain issues. So for integration of renewable energy technologies, ito yung pagsasama ng solar, wind, or hydro sa mga machineries natin. Halimbawa, may mga farms ngayon na gumagamit ng solar-powered irrigation systems, lalo na sa mga provinces. So imagine niyo, farmers natin, hindi na masyadong dependent sa mahal na kuryente or fuel. Nakakatulong pa tayo sa environment if we have these sustainable machines existing. So, the field of mechanical engineering is not just about machines, but it is about making machines smarter, cleaner, and more responsible to be more sustainable. Next slide, please. Next is mechanical engineering solutions. Tatlong main areas ang pag-uusapan natin dito. First are the energy efficiency machines. So, dalawa example natin dito, which are motors and turbines. So itong motors and turbines, these are the heart of many systems. For example, yung mga electric fans natin, aircons, or even factories and facilities. Lahat yan gumagamit ng motors. So, therefore, kung mas efficient ang ating motor, mas less ang energy consumption. Dito sa Philippines, gumagamit tayo ng turbine sa mga hydroelectric plants like the Magat Dam. So, therefore, for renewable energy systems, ito yung mga solar-powered devices or yung mga wind turbines na makikita natin. Ito yung mga systems na gumagamit ng renewable energy. So, for example, solar panels sa rooftops, uso na ngayon sa Metro Manila. Personally, marami din ako nakikitang ganyan sa kalsada. And wind turbines sa mga iba't ibang lugar. Maraming households na nag-install ng solar panels, although not all can afford. Kasi ang concept ng solar panels, mahal pa siya. It is still costly for some of us Filipinos. So, for smart manufacturing systems, it is to reduce energy consumption and automated efficiency control. Ito yung paggamit ng technology para mas efficient ang production. Example, factories using automation machines that adjust themselves para hindi sayang ang energy. Sa Pilipinas, maraming electronics companies ang gumagamit nito, especially sa export industries. So if you think about it, every time we use electricity, ride the transportation, or even buy products, engineering is working behind the scenes. Alright? And as students, we have a role here. Maybe, hindi pa ngayon, pero someday, tayo ang gagawa ng solutions as future engineers. Hindi lang para pumasa, kundi para na rin sa future ng bansa natin. Next slide, please. Okay, so for this part, pag-usapan natin ang waste reduction technologies. Alam naman natin na isa sa biggest problems natin ngayon is waste, lalo na dito sa Philippines. Sa totoo lang, araw-araw tayo nagpo-produce ng basura, pero hindi lahat napaprocess ng maayos. So first, recycling machinery. Ito yung mga machines na tumutulong para ma-process yung recyclable materials like plastic bottles, cans, and paper. For example, meron tayong mga reverse vending machines, parang yung yung nasa picture kung saan pwede kang maghulog ng plastic bottles and may kapalit na reward. Actually, dati ko pa nakita yung concept na yun. Natutuwa ako sa concept na yun. Kasi, imaginein mo, simpleng pagtatapon mo lang ng bote, nagiging motivation pa siya for people to recycle. Diba? Dito sa Philippines, may mga programa na ganito, like in some malls and in some LGUs. And according to the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, malaking tulong ang recycling technologies para mabawasan ang landfill waste. Next, waste-to-energy systems. Ito naman, instead na itapon lang yung basura, ikino-convert siya into energy like electricity or fuel. For example, yung biodegradable waste pwede gawing biogas. Sa Pilipinas, may mga pilot projects na ganito, like in the Payatas landfill before, at ibang LGUs na gumagamit ng methane gas para sa energy. And according to the World Bank, malaking potential ang waste to energy para mabawasan ng basura at makatulong pa sa energy supply. And lastly, efficient transportation systems. Hindi lang pala factory or bahay ang may contribution, pati na rin transportation. Kapag mas efficient ang ating transportation system, mas konti ang fuel consumption. Ibig sabihin, mas konti ang pollution, mas konti ang exhaust na inilalabas sa ating environment. Example dito is yung nasabi ko kanina, modernization ng jeepneys, yung mga e-jeeps. Although kahit na may mga debates sila ngayon, ang goal talaga nito is to reduce carbon emissions according to the Department of Transportation. Mas eco-friendly ang modern PUVs compared to old ones. And actually, yung sinabi ko kanina sa bioenergy, maraming existing research ngayon tungkol sa converting waste into bioenergy. And yun ang nakakatuwa sa concept ng field ng engineering. So overall, ang point nito is hindi lang basta-basta bawas basura, kundi ang paggamit ng technology para maging para maging useful ulit yung waste natin. Kumbaga from basura, pwede pa rin natin gawing resource. Next slide please. Okay, so now let's move on to green chemistry. Medyo technical pakinggan, pero simple lang yung idea. Gumagawa ng chemical processes na hindi nakakasama sa environment. First, converting agricultural waste into biofuel. Dito sa Philippines, agricultural country tayo. Ang daming waste like rice husk, corn, and coconut shells. So, instead na itapon, pwede natin siyang gawing biofuel. Yun ang bagay ko kanina. So, for example, yung rice husks sa Nueva Ecija ginagamit para gumawa ng energy. And according to the Department of Energy, biomass energy is one of the renewable sources na actively ginagamit sa bansa. Next, focus, sustainable processes and pollution control. Meaning, habang gumagawa tayo ng products, iniisip natin paano babawasan ng pollution. Hindi yung after na gumawa, saka lang maglilinis. Dapat, from the start to finish, clean ang ating process, sustainable dapat. Then, redesigning chemical processes to minimize waste, reduce toxicity, and using renewable materials. So, halimbawa, instead na gumagamit ng harmful chemicals, papalitan siya ng safer alternatives. For example, may mga local companies ngayon na gumagamit ng plant-based ingredients instead of synthetic chemicals, especially sa cosmetics and cleaning products. And according to UN Environment Program or UNEP, green chemistry is one of the key solutions para ma-achieve ang sustainable development. So kung isa-summarize ko siya in one line, green chemistry is about paggawa ng tama, not just for the profit, but for the planet. Alright? Next slide, please. So next, chemical engineering solutions. Dito, makikita natin kung paano talaga ginagamit ang chemical engineering para ma-solve ang environmental problems. First, cleaner production methods. Ito yung paggawa ng produkto in a way na less waste and less pollution. Hindi lang basta-basta production, dapat responsible production. Alright? So, some factories in Laguna and Batangas are actually now adopting cleaner technologies to reduce chemical discharge. According to DENR, Environmental Management Bureau or EMB, companies are required to follow production standards. So, may mga standards na tayo for facilities and that is actually good. Next is water treatment technologies. Very important ito, especially sa Philippines kung saan may issues tayo when it comes to water pollution. For example, like what I said kanina, the Pasig River Rehabilitation. Gumagamit sila ng filtration at treatment systems para ma-clean yung water. Also, sa mga water refilling stations, dumadaan sila sa filtration, disinfectation, and purification ng tubig bago natin mainom to. And according to Manila Water, advanced water treatment is essential para maging safe ang drinking water. Next, air pollution control systems. Ito naman yung mga technologies na nagre-reduce ng harmful gases from factories and vehicles. For example, factories gumagamit ng scrubbers and filters para hindi diretso sa hangin yung pollutants. And dito sa Metro Manila, malaking issue ang air pollution dahil sa traffic. Kaya may emission testings tayo and regulations ang ginagawa. And lastly, biodegradable materials development. Ito yung paggawa ng materials na madaling mabulok, like biodegradable plastics. Example dito sa Philippines, ang paggamit ng cassava-based plastics and eco bags. Maraming LGUs actually ang nagbabanda na single-use plastics kasi marami na talagang plastics ang nakikita natin sa environment. And according to the DENR, switching to biodegradable materials can help reduce long-term environmental damage in the long run. Okay, so next slide. For this part, pag-uusapan natin yung resource management. So basically, when we say resource management, ito yung paraan kung paano natin ginagamit yung mga resources natin like raw materials, chemicals, energy in a smart and responsible way. Now, may tatlong important points dito. First is the efficient use of raw materials. Ibig sabihin nito, hindi tayo basta-basta gumagamit lang ng gumagamit. For example, sa isang factory, instead na maraming excess or natatapon na materials, they try to design their process na sakto lang yung mga ginagamit na resources. In real life, sa Philippines, may mga companies na nag-i-improve or nag-utilize ng ganito. For example, according to the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, some manufacturing industries are now adopting cleaner production techniques para mabawasan yung waste. Kasi nga naman, sayang yung resources, di ba? Parang sa bahay lang, kung nagluluto ka, ayaw mo rin naman na may nasasayang. And second is the recycling and reuse of chemicals. Ito medyo technical pakinggan, pero simple lang yung idea. Kung may chemicals na pwede pang gamitin, instead na itapon, pwede siyang dire-recycle siya. Example dito is yung water treatment facility sa Pilipinas. Ayon sa World Bank, reports on their wastewater management, maraming lugar sa bansa ang nag-a-attempt na i-reuse untreated water for irrigation and industrial use. Imagine niyo yun, imbis na marami lang na tubig, nagagamit pa ulit. Diba? And honestly, ang impact nito hindi lang environmental, kundi economic din. Nakakatipid yung mga ating companies. Third is sustainable industrial practices. Ito naman, mas broad. Ibig sabihin, yung buong sistema ng industriya is designed na hindi nakakasira sa environment in the long run. Halimbawa, may mga companies dito sa Philippines na nag-shift to renewable energy like solar. According sa Department of Energy, tumataas na yung paggamit ng renewable energy sa bansa. So slowly, mas nagiging sustainable tayo. So if you think about it, resource management is not just for big companies. Kahit tayo as students, we practice this. Like, panagre-reuse tayo ng papel or nagtitipid ng tubig. Small actions provide the same concept. Alright? So, ang point dito is, hindi lang kung gaano karami ang resources natin, kundi kung paano natin siya ginagamit. Alright? Next slide, please. So, for this part, pag-uusapan naman natin kung paano talaga ina-apply yung mga sustainable engineering solutions dito mismo sa Philippines. Alam naman natin na ang bansa natin ay sobrang vulnerable sa environmental problems. Flooding, pollution, climate change, lahat yan nararanasan natin first hand. Kaya hindi lang siya basta-basta theory, hindi lang siya pang libro, kundi it is something na kailangan talaga natin in real life. So let's start with wastewater treatment and reuse systems. Sa totoo lang, isa ito sa biggest problems natin, lalo na sa mga urban areas like Metro Manila. Ayon sa DENR, malaking percentage ng wastewater sa bansa natin ang hindi pa fully treated bago mapunta sa rivers. So ibig sabihin yan, may mga madudumi pa rin tayong water na napupunta sa rivers. Inefficient siya. So, example na lang, rehabilitation sa mga rivers. Dati yung sa Pasig, polluted talaga siya, parang patay na. Pero dahil sa mga combined efforts ng government and private sectors, including wastewater treatment projects, unti-unti siyang bumabalik sa buhay. Imagine niyo yun, isang ilog na halos wala ng buhay dati, ngayon may improvements na. Next is solar-powered communities in remote areas. Siguro may mga kakilala kayo na galing sa province dati na hirap sila sa electricity. Kasi hindi lahat ng lugar sa Philippines ay fully electrified. According to DOE, may mga off-grid islands pa rin tayo. Dito pumapasok yung solar energy. For example, sa mga isla sa Palawan and Mindoro, may mga communities na gumagamit ng solar panels para magkaroon ng ilaw sa gabi. Imagine that, no? Being a student, dati noon, nag-aaral ka lang gamit kandila or ano man. Tapos ngayon, pwede ka na magka-ilaw, may chance ka na makapag-charge ng phone, makapag-aral na maayos. Nakaka-touch siya kasi di lang siya technology, nakakatulong siya sa buhay ng tao. So, moving on to waste management systems in cities, alam rin naman natin na malaking issue ang basura sa Pilipinas. Naalala nyo ba yung Payatas dump site landslide? Maraming buhay ang nawala. dahil sa improper waste management. That tragedy pushed the government to implement stricter policies like the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act. Ngayon, may mga cities na nag-i-improve na. For example, San Fernando in Pampanga is known for better waste segregation systems. It shows na kung maayos ang sistema at may cooperation ng tao, possible talaga ang change. Next, industrial pollution control in factories. Hindi natin may iwasan ng waste when it comes to factories kasi part na rin sila ng economy natin. Pero kailangan natin ma-mitigate yung damages or ma-balance ang factories na yun. So, halimbawa, sa Batangas, kung saan maraming industrial plants, may stricter monitoring na ginagawa ang DNR para mabawasan ang harmful emissions. And lastly, sustainable agriculture technologies. This is very important, lalo na't agricultural country tayo. May mga farmers ngayon na gumagamit na ng organic fertilizers and modern irrigation systems. Example na lang sa Nueva Ecija, na tinatawag na Rice Granary of the Philippines. May initiatives doon na gumagamit sila ng climate-smart agriculture para mas maprotektahan ang crops natin laban sa climate change. So overall, makikita natin na hindi lang concepts on sustainability, nasa paligid na natin siya. The question is, as students, tayo, paano tayo magiging part nito? Next slide, please. Now, kahit maganda pakinggan ang resource management, reality check muna tayo guys. Kasi may mga challenges talaga tayo when it comes to sustainability. And let's go through them one by one. First, high cost of technology. Ito yung pinaka-common problem, di ba? Cost, like yung nabanggit ko kanina, yung solar, not all can access solar. Kasi syempre, yung mga advanced machineries or yung mga advanced systems na yan, na kailangan for efficient production or efficient energy, mahal siya. For example na rin dito sa Philippines, maraming small and medium enterprises na hindi kayang mag-invest sa mga ganyang klase ng technologies. And according to the Philippine Institute for Development Studies, cost is one of the biggest barriers sa adoption ng green technologies. So kahit gusto man nila maging eco-friendly, minsan hindi talaga kinakaya ng kanilang budget. Alright? Second is the lack of awareness and education. Ito, medyo relatable sa atin. Kasi kung hindi alam ng tao kung bakit importante ang sustainability or paano gawin, hindi talaga siya ma-apply. Example na lang, sa waste segregation. Ilang beses na natin narinig to, hindi ba? Pero sa actual, marami parang hindi sumusunod. According sa DNR, isa sa problems ng solid waste management sa Philippines is the lack of public awareness. Or kahit man may mga nakapaskil dyan about waste management, hindi pa rin siya nasusunod because of discipline. So, kumbaga hindi na siya about knowledge, di ba? Kundi na rin sa behavior. Third, limited government support in some areas. Hindi lahat ng lugar sa Pilipinas pare-pareho ang access sa programs or support. For example, may mga provinces na kulang sa facilities for waste treatment or recycling. According to the National Solid Waste Management Commission, hindi lahat ng LGUs fully compliant sa waste management systems. So kahit gusto ng community mag-improve, minsan kulang talaga sa support. And lastly, the need for skilled engineers. Ito important, especially for us, since students din tayo. Kasi itong mga sustainable systems, hindi siya basta-basta lang ginagawa. Kailangan ng trained professionals who understand how to design and maintain these systems. According to CHED and some engineering reports, there is a growing demand for engineers in environmental and the chemical field dito sa Pilipinas. So in a way, this is also an opportunity for us. Kasi baka isa sa atin dito maging part ng solution in the future. So overall, yes, resource management is important. Pero hindi siya madali. Meron tayong mga financial, educational, and systemic challenges. Pero the good thing is, lahat ng challenges na ito, may possible solutions if all of us has awareness, cooperation, and the will to change. Next slide, please. Next, pag-usapan naman natin yung future opportunities pagdating sa environmental issues and engineering. Alam nyo, minsan nakaka-overwhelm isipin yung problems natin sa environment like pollution, climate change, flooding. But at the same time, marami ring opportunities na pwede nating i-explore. Alright? First, we have green innovations and startups. Dito pumapasok yung mga bagong ideas na eco-friendly. For example, dito, may mga startups tayo like the Plastic Flamingo or FLAP. They collect plastic waste and turn it into eco-lumber na ginagamit for construction. According to CNN, malaking tulong ito sa pag-reduce ng plastic pollution while creating labor or jobs. Diba? So imagine, kahit tayo students, pwede rin tayo maging part ng ganitong innovation in the future. Diba? Alright. So next is smart cities and sustainable infrastructure. Dito yung paggamit ng technology para maging mas efficient at environmental friendly ang cities natin. For example, BGC. They have better waste management systems and walkable spaces. I personally experienced it. Maganda dun, maglakad. Also, projects like the Metro Manila Flood Management Project, supported by the World Bank, aims to reduce flooding using engineering solutions. Kasi diba, lagi tayong binaba, so this is very real, very relatable for us. And third, increased use of renewable energy. Instead of relying on coal, we now have solar, wind, and hydro energy. Example dito sa Philippines, so wind farm sa Ilocos Norte, and according to DOE, one of the biggest wind farms. Kung hindi lang sa Philippines, sa Southeast Asia na rin. Kasi imagine kung mas dumadami pa to, less pollution equals cleaner air para sa atin, di ba? And lastly, stronger environmental policies. Hindi lang engineers ang may role, pati na rin si government. Alright? So for example, ang RA 9003 or the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act, it promotes proper waste segregation. Pero ang challenge is implementation, di ba? So as students, we also have a role to be aware, to follow, and to demand better policies. Next slide, please. So ngayon, after natin nakita yung mga applications, ito yung pinaka-importante. What can we do? This is our call to action. Kasi honestly, kahit gaano kaganda yung technology, kung walang action from us, from the people, wala rin mangyayari. First, supporting sustainable engineering solutions. Hindi naman kailangan engineer ka kagad. Kahit simpleng support lang, like choosing eco-friendly products or supporting projects in your school, malaking bagay na yun. For example, kung may initiative sa school nyo about waste segregation, wag niyo lang siya basta-basta baliwalain. Sumunod tayo. Alright? Okay, next. Second, promoting environmental awareness. Alam niyo, ang daming tao na hindi pa aware sa impact ng ginagawa nila. Kahit simple lang, like pagtatapon ng basura kung saan-saan, malaki na rin ang impact niyan. So as students, I hope we can influence others. Kahit sa social media, pwede na tayong mag-disseminate ng information about these kind of stuffs. And third, we should also encourage innovation among students. This one is very close to us kasi tayo yan eh. Malay nyo, yung next big solution sa flooding or waste management, manggagaling sa isa sa atin dito. Diba? Look at students from other universities. Marami silang research, marami silang projects about renewable energy and sustainability. Why not tayo rin? Diba? And lastly, working together for a greener Philippines. Hindi ito kaya ng isang tao lang. Hindi lang ito magagawa ng isang research lang. Kailangan natin ng teamwork, government, engineers, students, and communities. Lahat tayo, meron tayong role dito. So, I want you to imagine this. What if, in the future, tayo yung generation na nakapagpabago ng system? Yung hindi lang nagreklamo sa pollution, kundi gumawa na rin ng solution. Kasi at the end of the day, Hindi lang ito about sa environment, pati na rin ito sa future and present natin. Sa present family mo, sa future family mo, at sa future ng Pilipinas. So, the question I'll leave you with this is, manonood lang ba tayo? Or are we going to take action? Next slide, please. Now, let's wrap up everything with our conclusion. First, environmental problems require engineering solutions. Hindi lang siya basta issue, di ba? Kailangan talaga ng action. Like, halimbawa, yung water pollution sa rivers, specifically the Pasig River. Hindi siya masasolve ng awareness lang. Kailangan ng proper waste systems, filtration, and rehab projects. And according to the DENR, ongoing ang rehabilitation efforts, pero it requires continuous engineering support. Second, chemical and mechanical engineering are the key drivers. Mechanical engineering, they help in designing machines, like renewable energy systems, while chemical engineering helps in processes like water treatment and pollution control. For example, water treatment plants use the chemical process to make water safe to drink. Dito sa Philippines, may mga companies sa tayo na gumagamit ng chemical technologies like Maynila and Manila Water. So, kung iniisip nyo kung anong course ninyo, these fields are actually very impactful. And lastly, sustainability is a shared responsibility. Hindi lang siya trabaho ng engineers or ng government, lahat tayo involved. As students, simpleng bagay lang like reducing plastic waste, proper waste segregation, or even spreading awareness. Malaking bagay na yun. Kasi at the end of the day, we all live on the same planet. Kung di tayo kikilos ngayon, tayo rin na maapektuhan in the future. So, after seeing all these, nakaka-overwhelm, right? Parang ang daming problema. But here is the thing. Hindi hopeless ang ating situation. Because we have the technology, we have the knowledge, and higit sa lahat, may kakayahan tayong gumalaw, may kakayahan tayong kumilos. As students, hindi man tayo engineers ngayon, pero we are future engineers, we are future professionals. And remember, small actions what matter. Kahit simpleng tulad lang ng proper waste disposal, awareness, and speaking up or advocating. Kasi change doesn't always start big. It starts with awareness, responsibility, and action. So if mapapansin nyo, lahat ng solutions na to, hindi lang para sa mga engineers. It affects all of us. Kasi at the end of the day, it's either tayo rin na makikinabang or tayo rin ang maaapektuhan. So sana, kahit students pa lang tayo, kahit students pa lang kayo, we should start becoming more aware. And I hope after this, hindi lang tayo maging aware but also inspired to take action kahit sa mga maliliit na paraan. So I will end my topic with this question. If not us, then who? If not now, then when? Thank you so much everyone for listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Darwin Jimenez, for that very informative and inspiring presentation. Your insight on engineering solution in addressing environmental crisis and sustainability in the Philippines have truly inspired us and deepened our understanding of the vital role that engineering plays in building a sustainable future. And for the certificate,
In recognition of our invaluable contribution, it is our honor to present the certificate of appreciation to John Darwin Jimenez. Once again, thank you very much, John Darwin Jimenez, for sharing our valuable time, knowledge, and expertise with us today. We truly appreciate your dedication to educating and inspiring future engineers and environmental stewards.
and so, after listening to the meaningful discussions, we've reached the part of the program where we pick our experts' brain. We will now proceed to the open forum. Participants may send their question through the chat box or by raising their hands and opening their mics. So the Q&A question is open. So if there's any question, if there's no any if there's no questions, okay, please press heart reaction if there's no questions. Okay. 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 So on behalf of the organizers, the group core members of the project, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to our speaker, John Darwin Jimenez, and to all participants of these events for your active engagement. Also, we would like to extend our gratitude to Professor Nixon Palivino for his guidance. We would like to thank everyone involved in making this event possible. So, before you leave, please kindly scan the QR code evaluation in our screen. You need to complete this to receive your e-certificate. So kindly scan and evaluate. Kindly react heart if you're finished evaluating. Once again, kindly press the heart react button if you're finished in the evaluation. Okay, so here, I'd like to leave you with this thought. Sustainability isn't a feature we add to the project at the end. It is the project. So let's build a Philippines that doesn't just survive but thrives. So thank you to our speakers, our sponsors, and most importantly, to all of you for being part of the solution. And here I am Carl Russell Talampas signing off. So stay safe, stay green, and keep building for the future. Thank you guys. And here we're going to play the TIP fight song. Thank you for attending, guys.
Lift up your heart and hold your head up high. We're gonna win, we're gonna fly. We're gonna reach our lofty dreams. We've got the strength, we've got the mind. We've got the grit and the determination. We've got the courage and the drive. We will exceed all expectations. We're gonna take them by surprise. We're on top of the world. TIP, we're the tip of the top of the world. We're on top of the world. TIP, we're the tip of the top of the world. Together we are invincible. United we are strong. We do our very best. On top is where we belong. We've got the grit and the determination. We've got the courage and the drive. We will exceed all expectations. We're gonna take them by surprise. We're on top of the world. TIP, we're the tip of the top of the world. We're on top of the world. TIP, we're the tip of the top of the world. TIP, TIP.
Thank you, guys. I hope you learned something, and you can leave now. Actually, thank you.
You may leave the session now. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.